Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Moletrap here, bringing another StarCraft commentary from the MSL100, and this is going to be a really cool match. A little quick disclaimer ahead of time, my voice might be scratchy, in case you didn't miss my little random rant in the last video. It's essentially smoke inhalation from fireworks, not directly, but just from sheer number of fireworks in my area, and also the fact that I've recorded a couple commentaries today, and I've gotten old. I can't yell at my computer for 6 hours straight anymore without feeling it. Although actually it might just been the fact that, you know, when I was casting before, I was casting so much that my voice was more used to it. But in any case, we got a great match here. This is NaDa versus GoRush, and this is the Golf King MSL Finals. And by the way, the top left, the Hangul, the Korean characters there says, oh, it doesn't say it actually. Oh yeah, part of it does. But yeah, they basically they write out a lot of Korean words in Hangul, in the Korean alphabet, even if it's English words. So it'll be like Golf King or something like that, you know. Which is really handy if you're in Korea and you can read the language even if you can't speak it, because then, like, you know, you can look at a menu and it says like chicken tonkatsu, right, or something like that, and you're like, oh, okay, I know what that is. Anyway, it's completely besides the point. Yeah, so this is the finals. And right now GoRush is up 2-1. So if NaDa wins this game, he can bring it to a game 5, and he can theoretically win the tournament. But he needs to win this game, whereas if GoRush wins it, he wins it all. And it's not even his first Star League title, by the way. These guys are both at the top of their game. NaDa, one of the top few Terrans of 2003-4-5. GoRush, one of the top few Zergs of 2003-4-5. So this is a battle of titans. I mean, obviously they're in the finals together, so there you go. Looking forward to this, though. GoRush, I don't know if I've talked about GoRush before, but like I said, he is a very, very strong player from this era of StarCraft. Really, really cool guy too, by the way. He was a caster at OGN when I worked at OGN, and he's a really, really nice guy. He actually speaks a little bit of English, and he helped me out with some stuff here and there. Super, super friendly. And then I actually ended up running into him at a Twitch party several years later, and he introduced me to Stork, and I ended up chatting with Stork. Sorry, random side story. But anyway, GoRush, really, really cool guy, and hopefully we'll see some good play out of him here, and as well from NaDa. Of course, NaDa. I've talked to NaDa a couple times. I interviewed him in a show once, but I didn't really ever get to like talk to him personally, unfortunately. Actually, the first time I met him was at a BlizzCon in like 2006 or 7 or something like that, before I went to Korea. So I've talked to him a couple times, but anyway, both cool guys, both very nice guys. Yeah, actually, I don't think I met any StarCraft Brood War players that were jerks. Not to me, at least. So, well, in any case, there's GoRush right there, by the way. You got a glimpse of him. We got a factory. We got a proxy factory going on, ladies and gentlemen. I was waiting for something interesting to happen and leave it to NaDa to do something interesting. We got a proxy factory right here, right around the corner from GoRush's base. GoRush getting a few Zerglings out, which is interesting to see. Is he oh my gosh! Is he gonna scout it? He's gonna scout it! Oh my gosh, he scouts the factory. The factory completes at least. If he'd like killed off the SCV before it can complete the factory, that would have been terrible. But now he's gonna be able to get a surround on this vulture. He knows the timing as well because he saw it complete. So he knows that if the vulture comes out, he can kind of time it so he can get a surround on it. So the vulture cannot, and he does get a surround. Oh, but he lifts it at just the right moment. Beautiful, beautiful play. And so that Vulture's going to be able to do some damage to these Zerglings, some counter damage. And this is StarCraft 1, ladies and gentlemen. Zerglings do not go faster on creep, so he's just going to have to micro like crazy until, and just basically lose units until he gets Zergling speed upgraded. But actually, he may have cornered that Vulture in the back, and he does corner it from both sides. NaDa a little bit, I won't call it a misplay, but it worked out unfortunately for him that Vulture got stuck behind there. And now NaDa has to actually kind of bunker up a little bit. Proxy factory could have been really, really devastating. 2 starports now. What? What? All right. Well, this is really crazy. And there's an Overlord right there. There's an Overlord right there, just checking it out, or actually in range to check it out. He doesn't see it, but this is really, really interesting. Is he gonna see it? Oh, is he going to see it? I think he saw it. I think he saw it. I'm pretty sure that Overlord was in range to see the corner of that starport, and he moved it away because he didn't. He said, "Okay, I've seen enough. I've seen everything I need to see, and now I need to get this Overlord out of here because it's going to get killed off by some raids." I don't know if he saw. I don't think he saw the second starport though, but a lot of Zerglings to be made here, and yeah, he definitely saw it. Immediate colonies going down, creep colonies, and the evolution chamber to get some spores out, and he's going to have spores in plenty of time. He's also getting the spire. And this is really, really interesting. I'm actually not even sure what NaDa's plan was because, you know, usually Zerg players get Mutalisks off their 2 bases in order to harass. Actually, maybe that wasn't the case in 2005. I'm not sure. But, yeah, he's going to get pushed back immediately. But it's not like he wouldn't have had an answer. If he gets, I mean, Spire play is definitely normal, but... yeah, I'm pretty sure Spire play was still pretty normal off your 2 bases as a Zerg. So a little bit interesting to see him go for Wraiths. Was he going to get Cloak? And I'm not sure what he was thinking here, but I mean, this is the thing is, this is one of the reasons why NaDa is the genius Terran, right? It takes special players that can pull off stuff like this, that can say, you know what, I'm gonna go 1 base 2 port Wraiths against a Zerg. I'm gonna make it happen and actually make it work. And you know, if anyone can make it work, it's NaDa. He has been scouted. So is that going to change things? Is an interesting question. He is getting Cloak because those Overlords are obviously very slow. So if he has Cloak, he's still going to be able to get a lot of map control. Oh, is he going to get a Wraith as it pops out? He's going hunting for those Wraiths. They take a little pot shot at the Overlord. And he says, "Oh, I know where you are now." Is the Cloak finished though? Obviously, if the Scourge go after the Wraiths and he cloaks at the right moment, he can actually just kill off the Scourge. Cloak is not finished yet. We keep checking back on that control tower and see the whirring of the lights turning on and off. I wonder if that's actually... okay, the Cloak is finished now, but it's like, why did the lights turn on and off when the control tower... Is that like supposed to be... Is this like a metaphor game and like that's the lights going on and off for like every day of research because it takes, you know, like... 3 months of research for the scientists to like come up with the cloaking device for the Wraiths or something like that, and that's the lights going on and off as the scientists clock in and out every day. Deep thoughts for Brood War. The Scourge have spotted their target, but the Wraiths are now the hunter instead of the hunted, and trying to go after those Scourge. He's actually splitting the Scourge in different directions. He knows that there's actually also just enough Wraiths that he should be able to micro against those. The Scourge and just pick them off. So once you get more than a couple Wraiths, you can just, obviously we just saw that. Take one volley of missiles against them. We'll take it out. But now he's got Mutalisks to follow up with as well. And the Mutalisks are coming in here. He's got Overlords following. It looks like he's at Overlord speed very crucially as well. So he can see those raids gathering up now with and those Wraiths are clumped up, which means they're going to take a lot of glaive damage if they get in an engagement. So has to fall back here. 3 Overlords is plenty. If he just had 1, the Wraiths could pick off the Overlord, obviously. And then still just remain cloaked and do a lot of damage. But 3 Overlords is going to be enough. He's going to be able to stop that from happening. GoRush is going to get a 3rd base as well, by the way. And he is just way ahead at this point. He's been able to counter this weird build by NaDa perfectly. And, I mean, we saw him scout it and react in just perfect timing. But imagine if he didn't scout it right then and get the colonies and the Evo chamber at just that moment. Those raids would have killed a lot of drones, and I'm realizing now that I should have figured that earlier. But that was the gambit he was aiming for. Is if he gets 3 or 4 raids out pretty quickly, and he's still building the Spire because the Spire was not near complete at that point when there was raids out. He could have killed a lot of drones off because there wouldn't have been any answer for it because you wouldn't get a Hydralisk or anything like that. Dropship has been completed, maybe going to go for a little bit of an attack. He's shifting back into bio. He's got those raids to support, but he needs the bio in order to actually be able to fend off these Mutalisks and any other Zerg units. Basically, Medic Marines are what you need against the ground units as well generally. But he's got this 2 dropships. What? Is he going to go for like a double drop play into the main or something like that? Try and kill off some stuff? We got extra hatcheries being built here. GoRush is in such a commanding position. NaDa has not been able to get a 2nd base. We're looking at GoRush getting a 4th base at this point. If I can see correctly on the minmap, it looks like he has 3 and is getting a 4th. But anyway, those dropships are going across the map. And what are they doing? They're just ferrying over to this location. And he's going into the main, and he's got a lot of units and these wraiths in the main base here. This is not looking good at all for GoRush, unless, I mean, if he can fend this off, it's going to be great, but there's a lot of bio, and I don't know if he has anything to deal with it, and he's going to be able to get a lot of stuff. He's actually targeting down the, well, he's not targeting, but he's going to be able to get the spawning pool, which is going to stop Zerglings from being produced. He's going in, this is one chance, he's going in with the Zerglings, he's going with the Scourge as well. The Scourge are spreading out and targeting all the Wraiths. Beautiful spread of the Scourge, gets all of the Wraiths. Huge, 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 and the Zerglings going in as well to soak up damage and also do the damage on the ground. And GoRush, I think that was his one chance. And I think I said GoRush, if he finishes it off, he's gonna be in a commanding position. And I don't know if there's a way that GoRush can lose this game. He's just moving with his Mutalisk at this point. Cloak Wraiths are doing some significant damage. He doesn't have Overlords with them at the moment, so they're gonna be able to do some counter damage. But there's only a couple of them left, and they're not gonna be able to attack fast enough. There's the Overlords as well. The turret comes in. There's a bunker in play as well, but when the Zerg is on 3 bases, and I was just mistaken about that 4th base, by the way. When the Zerg is on 3 bases and you're on 1, and you don't have any forces, there's nothing you can do about it, and NaDa is just fighting for dear life. Remember, if he loses this game, he loses the finals of this MSL, and so, when it's that situation, if this was a Pro League game that didn't matter, he would have left by now, but in this last-ditch effort, in the last game of the finals, you always see players hang on as long as possible and fight to the very, very bitter end, and a bitter, bitter end it will be indeed for NaDa. Hoping for a miracle here to get a gold, but instead going to end up with a silver. But if only NaDa could know that this is just the middle of his career, and he would still get tournament wins after this. And I don't know. I mean, it probably still wouldn't be much of a consolation to him at this point. But losing his engineering bay, no more turrets are going to be able to be made. I'm not. What is he researching at the academy? I'm not even sure. Anyway, did he not have stim? Maybe I couldn't tell. But yeah, Valkyrie is out. Valkyries are out now as well. But it's just too little, too late. If he'd had a couple of Valkyries instead of those Wraiths earlier, when if he'd stopped making Wraiths and made more Valkyries, and he'd have like 3 or 4 right now. With some bio, if his bio didn't die, then maybe he could have held this off. But look at this, NaDa even building more barracks in the background. He's got that one bunker. This is just this is the point in time where we're focused on the game. But if we've refocused on NaDa, he's probably got his head in his hands. And there's the GG coming from NaDa. GoRush is gonna win the finals and become the champion, and in front of a pretty decent crowd. And, crowds for StarCraft finals only got bigger after that, too. So, anyway, very, very nicely played. Well done by GoRush. Got a little bit of a chance to talk about him. I'm glad that we're seeing more different players as we go through this here. Yeah, GoRush doing very, very well. A little bit of a spoiler for GoRush's career, I guess. He actually was able to do pretty well in the OSL around the same time, but that was kind of the end. This is the highlight of his career, basically. This is his apex. And as a StarCraft player, but like I said, he was not, he didn't get out of esports and ended up being a successful caster and personality and what have you. So, and it's really cool to see that, actually. A lot of these players who were really popular and just the best players in the game in like the early 2000s, it wasn't just like they fizzled out and then they went away, and their progress and their expertise and their using their talent and their hard work to develop this new thing of esports and basically found a new industry of esports. Like, it didn't just like fizzle out for them. Most of them were able to go on and become coaches or commentators, or NaDa actually ended up starting his own clothing line, if I remember correctly, and he started a website called NaDa Mall, which I'm not even sure if it's still there. Let me actually look it up. NaDa Mall, like his own little I don't know. It's hard. I don't think there's a NaDa. Well, it might be a Korean NaDa Mall. I can't search for it on English Google, but he started his own like retailing business, basically. So like these guys, they were able to make successful careers in general out of what started off as just playing games, and that's pretty damn cool. That's pretty damn cool. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. GG, and I will catch you in the next one.